obvious that the discourse have very fundamental challenges or issues, because sometimes when you have a fault and you call out to them, especially here in Abuja, it's either you provide for logistics to come, or you even buy. Most times you have to buy the materials you need, to fix the problem. But NBET, it's supposed to be a buffer or a middle person, between government and this discourse. Do you think that NBET should continue to play this role, or do you think that we should now begin to look at, the contract and do a kind of review so that those discos that are not, or do not have the capacity, will find a way, and then we'll do with those that can do the job for us?
Hello. Thank you so much. I need to first highlight quickly one of the major technical issue. The major technical issue in the system now, like one of the speakers said, is the networks are seriously constrained by losses. Losses in other major countries like China is around 3% on the lines and all through the system, maximum 3%. The losses today in Nigeria, you are talking of 30 to 40%. What it means is if you inject 1,000 megawatt, you end up losing about 30 to 40% of it on the way before it gets there. That is where the discourse refused to understand the transmission. TCN knows this problem, but there's nothing they can do. If you are losing 30% of what you have sent to a particular location, that's a huge amount of money, and they always want to recover it from the customers. That is part of the unfair operational issues that Nigerians are really facing. The second major issue is the technical staff training. I must everyone knows truly that people don't give training importance. If, for example, in the ministry or any government or any institution, somebody is posted to training, it's like they are posting him to where he has no job or things like that. Or if we organize training, people decide to stay back and collect the benefit without really going for the training. So when you don't know what to do on a complex system like transmission or distribution networks, obviously there could be problem. All this system collapse, there is infrastructure deficit, as well as the training lack of capacity in the part of the staffs. Someone also spoke about investment. You see, when you talk of investment, I could recall during the unbundling exercise, it was an international tender. Only 11 or 12 companies really show interest, and 11 of them got each from it. No any international tenderer that participated, to the best of my knowledge, because they see the environment as hostile, economically not viable, because of this issue of corruption. You see, we don't have the resources as much internally. We need external investment that what the president always goes out to seek for investors to come. But the investors, remember, all the foreign companies that have been in Nigeria, they all left. What? Why? Because this issue that we always don't look at it as important, or don't give it the required attention. Corruption drive them away. Where is John Holt? Where is all this UAC, Levantes in the commercial sector? They are all gone. I like that one of them is planning to go So those that knows the environment are living. What do you think the new ones are? How do you think the new ones will come? Of course, they will not come. Please, the major issue is the president must intervene. He must take this seriously to address this issue of lack of political will. He must intervene with all seriousness to address the issue of corruption. He must intervene to ensure that we have a stable structure, a working structure, committed Nigerians to do this job with all seriousness and purposes, with all good intention to make sure that this system works. Otherwise, we will remain blowing grammars every day, discussing about the power sector when the main issue is known to everyone, but nobody wants to really address the problem securely as it is supposed to be. So the president also need to come in on this issue of policy inconsistencies that we have been talking about. Like now, the new election law is in place. They try to sort of unbundle the National Election Regulatory Commission, whereby you have national, you have regional, the states should also produce power for themselves. Like I said earlier on in one of our conversation, if you take the case of my state, who will invest in power? Who will construct power plants in your state? I mean, why do you always bring in policies that are just can be read on paper, but you cannot practicalize it? So the issue of policy is a major one that the government need to be more sincere about it, not sincere in the real sense of it. What I mean, to look at it with the view of getting the power sector revitalized, like we always say. Again, on the issue of policy, for example, now I went to a factory in Muscat, Oman. Then one of the things that attracted my attention was when the presenter was talking, he showed me the installation paper of the power transformers they use. They said they have to resort of buying that one from Sweden, because that is you can trust that one. Not every installation paper that they want to use. So in Nigerian system, you cannot do that because you are constrained by the law. VPP law disallow you to do that. We know everyone 300 kV circuit breaker. The Siemens are there. The Southwest breakers are there. But we go in and buy other breakers that we know they within a year they will pack off. For example, Katampe transmission, the substation, after completion, the disconnector switches were all bought from China. 1 year plus, 60% of them got problems. So the policy said you just have to buy from the lowest bidder. And then we know what cheap things have expensive habit. So when you bring in something very cheap, you know what you are paying. I'm not saying.
Hey, thank you very much. Engineer Mihaja.